because this Glazuka also represents 4 damage. So next turn he'll have 4 damage and the following 4 damage. It's still going to be multiple turns before he can whittle him down, but then if he draws another point damage through kill commands, then he would have it. You can hold on to Glazuka in case he picks up a charger and get the extra damage in.
It's not like Kolento
Weaker.
This works as well.
So essentially Kolento has to draw 2 points of damage or else it's this game. No, he can silence and stay alive.
This seems like an equivalent play, except you get a Grom onto the field, which might be slightly worse since it gives more Unleash the Hounds value.
There's so many cards that kill.
You like Huffer?
Huffer's pretty good right now.
Oh! See the audience.
New expansion, same result.
Yep. Really clapping for that Huffer. People love it.
I'm not sure, man. That sounds more like a grown without a quality or peacekeeper. In this case, he's going to try to use Sylvanas to try and get ahead of it. And that is a interesting draw. Cabal Shadow Priest. You can steal the 1/2, but then the True Silver plus the Sylvanas guarantees a high value steal.
Priest, this is the card you fear the most.
Your mind.
He's going to try to let the Sylvanas steal the 1/2, which would be a pretty big deal.
Oh!
What's mine is yours is mine is now yours.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Just generally, Sylvanas, like, when you're winning by that much, the Sylvanas is the only thing that can ruin your day.
That was the worst Murloc, too. I mean, at its core, this worst Murloc still puts out 12 stats, equivalent to if you can pick up something nice and force your opponent to trade into it.
I dream
Not really too many other options. And again, it kind of comes down to how few buff effects are in this deck, and how so many buff minions there are.
Oh my goodness!
Another top deck from Tom.
How much damage is this? 5 plus 12, 17, 9, 18? 18 damage?
Unfortunately, it's barely not enough to kill Kolento.
It's enough to trade into everything here.
So he'll see first if he can possibly survive something like a Ysera Awakens.
Yeah, well, I think he wins that joust by a big margin.
Twilight Wipe sort of got stopped there.
Yeah. And he says, you know what? If you have the Ysera Awakens, God bless, but there's really nothing I can do about that. And he doesn't have it. And so what are you thinking? Wild Pyromancer to soften things up. So that way everything crashes into the Deathlord and makes it weaker and more vulnerable.
Yeah. Now also the Agent as well, so that's actually the biggest wall that Kolento could put up.
Yeah, I like it. Very nice.
Oh.
Is that lethal? It looks like it is, exactly. I believe so, yeah. So you can be able to push through, and you have the 4 damage. So the pressure from the Paladin was just too much. And Kolento not able to stabilize. That second Quartermaster draw from Tom was nuts.
Just so much pressure by Tom. Touch it. Arcane Blast is an interesting one because it might even replace an Arcane Missiles in this deck. I'm not actually sure which one is better overall. Keep in mind, there's 2 Azure Drakes in this deck, so you could potentially do something like Azure Drake into Arcane Blast, and it sort of acts like an Eviscerate play for 6 mana.
What? The Nexus champion Sarad gets spells?
That's amazing. That could just be game winning.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Like, the fact that you're a tempo deck that benefits off of spell synergy with your cards, because he's going to have cards like Sorcerer's Apprentice and Flame Waker to benefit off of it.
Yeah. Nexus Champion Sarad also, what's really good about it is that it's also at 2 mana. So you can even use it at turn 5 or maybe on...
Unstable Pool. Or a Stable Portal.
That's also an amazing one.
So basically, he's just getting more infinite cards. That's essentially what he's doing.
Leave me alone.
Oh, like this is where Crip casts way better than I do because he knows these weird shenanigans. Predict them very easily. I think he was hoping to hit the Twilight Guardian once, so that way he can hero power it down.
Yeah, the problem is you really want to hero power this turn to get some value out of this Nexus Champions Rod.
Yeah, you sort of want to do that. And he gets a spell, 0 mana cost per turn. Yeah, all right, that's okay. That's not a bad card to get.
I think I'll take that.
Not a bad card to get. Against a deck full of mid-range minions like Azure Drakes and Blackwing Corruptors? Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, the match might be an option.
Shield block for an answer first. Picked up another Drake.
Yeah, and then just go with the Divine Spirit.
Divine Spirit. You created this, Spell Slinger. And I think it's time. It was finally time for Kolento to get his own really ridiculous scenario. Tom's just chuckling. It's like, well, can't really do much about that. Kolento pushes for damage, realizing that this could be a lethal opportunity. Antonidas Charge. Now that's a combination that I wasn't thinking about when I was getting ready to cast this game.
It's kind of like the Warrior OTK all over again. If Tom had gotten Alexstrasza off the Unstable Portal and then Charge off of the Spell Slinger, this could have been an amazing game.
This is already kind of a ridiculous game. I don't know much more you could want. Fortunately, Tom doesn't have enough to pick off every minion on board, so the Shield Maiden still represents lethal. If it can just get one weapon here. Any weapon will do. Azure Drake, perhaps. Or he might feel like he might need to brawl instead. Yeah. We'll see.
He's at way too high life total. Oh, there it goes.
There's the weapon. Kolento will end it face-to-face, man-to-man. Kill him with his own hands.
Yeah. Really like back and forth series we have.
Play the Death Lord here.
Yeah. Tom is not too worried about the healing potential or the draw potential from the Northshire Cleric. He knows this matchup is mostly about tempo instead of card advantage.
Yeah.
It's just that both these decks, they don't really have ways to get back in the game. Only 2 Holy Novas from Kolento, nothing like a Arcanine Circle combo, for instance.
Ooh, that's what he wanted.
Very nice.
Oh! That's bad news. And Kolento does not have a way to answer it, at least not yet. He needs to pick up his one Shadow Word Death, which is unlikely to say the least. He's going to try to draw frantically, but that is ridiculous. Not to mention that Antonidas is just a 5-mana or 5-attack minion, a 5/7. This is bad news, Bears. Fireball comes into the hand. All right, Stalag is a 7/4 minion.
It puts even more pressure on Kolento in the final game of the ONOG Summer Circuit.
He can't play the 4-cost minion because of the almost out of options. He tries to go for a draw. He needs to get a Wormrest Agent right here, right now in order to buy some time. He can't. In fact, he's just dead, I think. The Fireball here draw is almost certainty here because now he just can get direct damage burn to finish off the game.
Yeah. I can't imagine a single card in Kolento's deck that could help him win this series.
You have been.
And Kolento gives up. Tom is your ONOG Summer Circuit champion. Tom fought his way through the open bracket. He fought in pretty much every open tournament that we hosted, almost all 16 of them, and he's really well rewarded for his performance.
Yeah, well done to Tom. The Mage there was definitely his most interesting deck, a very complicated one to see if he can introduce to it. There's some risky picks, but in the end, I really like it. I like it. It introduced some really fun moments, and